What's up, vegan heroes? This is Max here, and in today's video I want to share with you the single most effective argument for veganism that I've ever seen anyone use. That's coming up. So I was watching YouTube and I stumbled across this guy called Earthling Ed. And I'll put his channel in the description below because I love what he does, and I think you will too, if you like this channel. And what Earthling Ed does is a lot of activism, and he takes a lot of videos of him doing activism. And he's actually out on the streets talking to people, picking their brains about veganism or what they think about it, and why they choose to either be a vegan, a vegetarian, or an omnivore. And I think the way that he does this is really elegant. Because it seems like most activists, or at least most people canvassing out on the street, kind of try and beat you over the head with their opinions. But Ed is really, really good at talking to someone and by asking questions, leading them to understand something for themselves. So I just want to share this with you really quickly because this is what I'm going to start using whenever I want to try and get people to understand why I chose to be vegan. So he does three things. And number one is that he asks people, are you against unnecessary cruelty to animals or causing unnecessary suffering to animals? And of course, almost everyone says yes, because you don't want to be a guy or a girl that admits you're like, oh yeah, I love torturing animals. So everybody says yes to question number one. Question number two is he says, do you believe that you need animal protein in order to live a happy, healthy life? And about everybody says no. And I'm sure a few people say, oh yeah, you need animal protein because you can't get complete protein from plant sources. I mean, if they say yes like that, he can debunk them because of course we have plenty of examples of athletes working at the highest levels on vegan diets. So clearly you don't need animal protein. So then he's essentially established that we don't want to harm animals unnecessarily, and it's not necessarily to harm them for our own food supply. And he says, point number three is that he says, oh, so what you mean to say is eating animals is wrong, right? Morally wrong. And then by point number three, he kind of has people stuck. And the reason why this is so effective is that those first two, or the first question is kind of a no-brainer. And then the second question is also a truth, right? So you have two true points. And if you marry them together, what you recognize is killing and eating animals is not necessary, and causing suffering to animals unnecessarily is wrong. So therefore, killing an animal, unless you're in a survival situation, is completely foolish, completely wrong and unnecessary. And I know this video is just going to be super short, but I just wanted to share that with you. Because so often we try and just spew statistics at people as vegans to get them to, be won over to our way of thinking. But much better is to just introduce people to that simple three-step process that shows them, hey, what you're doing is unnecessary. You're doing the equivalent of kicking your dog or abusing your dog to teach it how to do something rather than using positive reinforcement or something like that. Only much, much worse, because rather than kicking these animals, we're dismembering them alive. So that's it. That's what I have for you. And the question that I want to leave you guys with today is, what is the most effective way that you've learned to help people understand why you became vegan or win them over to your way of thinking? Put that in the comments below. And if you like this channel, subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video, Vegan Heroes. Take care.